Save the purple crayon for daddy.
Hold and hold.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Ounce Nietzsche in my dough. Stinky pigger.
Welcome to the first episode of the Bidet Boys in the Patreon era. I'm gonna
Hello.
I'm gonna put it like in the wrestling terms, like this before it was like 1996 WWE, like just like prim and Stone Cold Steve Austin just smashed up into this, and he said, "Can I get a hell yeah?" This is the Patreon era is among us. So
I want to add. So I'll find the sound for you, but I want to add Sophie Rich the soundboard.
Okay.
We just need something that counteracts that Stone Cold is just the whole opposite of that. Just hello. Give me a hell yeah, hello.
You have the morals of an alley cat.
There we go.
Hey, by the end of this podcast, he might not be the Democratic nominee.
That's a wild world we're living in.
Stay tuned.
It's like in the NFL when you like you take a gamble on, like, let's say a Russell Wilson, and then you're like, oh, let's give him all this money, let's put all this behind him, and the next thing you know, you're like game 10 and fucking
Democrats are the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
That's
which has all kinds of implications when you think about Sean Payton and Bounty Gate.
I like that game real quick. Let's stay here for 1 second.
Okay.
Let's what football team would the Republicans be?
Okay.
The Patriots?
No. Part of me thinks the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. I feel like he takes that up to
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys, yes, because of Jerry Jones. Is Jerry Jones the Donald Trump of the NFL?
I feel like he'd be like a subset, like the Cowboys would be like MAGA, and then you have like the establishment Republicans, and that would be like
the New York Giants, like one of those. Like,
no, that seems super liberal. That seems like a super liberal team.
No, I feel like the Jets are the liberal team. The Giants are like the hard nosed, like. Let's see, maybe not.
Like so the Jets are like Mark Cuban and the Giants are like Kevin O'Leary.
Yeah.
Fair enough. This is a fun game.
Yeah.
For $5, you can watch us play more of this on the Patreon. And stupid shit like this.
Let's circle back. So YouTube, and I know it's not necessarily all YouTube's fault, but it's mostly the companies that own these movies are being real assholes. And they're flagging all of our stuff, even though we're fair use. We're doing things in a legal, according way. But it just makes it really difficult for us to get this product to you in a visual format other than Spotify. So from now on, if we can upload them to YouTube, or if we have like a YouTube cut where it's like not as much part of the movie or whatever, we'll do that. But Patreon for free, by the way, patreon.com/the Bidet Boys. Join now. You can get all of our podcasts for free. And there will be another tier where if you want to get bonus content, like we just played before, or kind of see what happens before we start recording, maybe do live watch alongs, suggest podcasts, all of that good stuff. You'll have the ability to do that at the next level. So
if you would like to find out who my hall pass is, pay $5 and join the Patreon.
Yeah. It's not who you think.
It's I don't know who you think. Put in the comments who you think. If you actually get it, I'll tell you you're right.
Yeah, I don't think they would get it. I mean, maybe. No,
never.
So,
no one never guess it.
But yeah, we're in the Patreon era of this podcast, and what that's also going to mean is that not this episode, but the next one, we're going to get real wild with the clips.
It's like when Raw comes to Netflix. That's what's going on here.
Yeah. So all the stuff you thought that wouldn't make it is going to make it.
Fuck you, corporate daddy, YouTube. Fuck you.
My favorite.
Up yours, corporate daddy. Up yours.
John Oliver, how he always shit talks AT&T, even though they're
business daddy.
Daddy, yeah. So. But yeah, this is the Bidet Boys. we are doing The New Guy, which I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a movie. I feel like this is going to be a shit talking episode if I had to like put them in a category.
Yeah, I'm gonna savage this movie.
Yeah. So the movie that I thought this was not the case.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff hasn't aged well at all, but mostly the humor, if it ever was appropriately aged, is no longer that age now. So The New Guy, it stars a young lad by the name of DJ Qualls,
Former Prada model.
former Prada model.
Did you pick this movie?
No, you did. I would
Okay.
never pick this movie.
Okay. Yeah, this is a bad one.
Well, you literally
a
just
bad
be
one.
about to like, let me see if I can go ahead and just pin this one on him.
Well, no, I didn't know. So far, you did pick Paul Blart too. That's
Yeah.
established.
Yeah.
Established. It could be a joint pick. I approved it. I approved it.
So,
I punched up that script and let that fly.
Yeah, it was the early days. So first off, this soundtrack is fucking on point. Juvenile, Outcast, Green Day, Rehab, Wheatus, like Cypress Hill, James Brown, Bowling for Soup, Good Charlotte, Phil Collins, like grade A soundtrack.
Phil Collins was the 90s Bruno Mars. Like, he doesn't make anything but hits.
Yes, exactly. And he had a career before that too, which is crazy. And what Bruno
I forgot Genesis. That's what it was. Genesis.
Yeah. What
That's
Bruno
crazy.
Mars has never done though is he never did a soundtrack for Tarzan. So like Phil Collins has that GOAT status level here.
Has Bruno Mars done a soundtrack for anything?
To my knowledge, which I'm not going to pretend is great, no, I don't think he's done a full.
I feel like he's what is it that Mos Def said? He's very listenable.
Yeah,
Is the music that caters to shopping. It's like
in Spain, this movie is titled Los Feos También Mojan, which I don't know if that was correct, but it translates to the ugly guys also get laid in English. So that's a pretty good summary of what this movie is about, I guess.
okay.
Interesting.
So you see, this was my theory on this movie.
Uh-huh.
My theory on this movie was that it's a 6-man tag team match.
Okay.
We're gonna throw 6 talents out there and see who the audience likes the best, because next time we're gonna put them in a singles match, whoever it is.
So this is
that they pop for.
Okay, so this is like
they put DJ, they put Eliza, they put that other guy, and I forgot that dude that played the bully. He was in a couple of other movies back in that time, that era.
Villain. So DJ Qualls, Eliza Dushku, who you have like a weird beef with.
Dude, no, I have a beef with because everywhere she goes, the show's end. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
I just love
Like,
her, and I of her. Is that what you're saying?
Like it, huh?
Is you saying like you're sad because you want more of her, and it seems like you're always left wanting more.
It's either that she comes in when the show is like, she's like the Merchant of Death.
Yeah.
Like, if you see her on your screen, whatever you see her in is about to end. That's the last season. It's getting ready to be on its last.
But this movie is not good. I think we can both agree on that.
Yes.
I would never watch this again.
But that's what I'm saying, though. It's a 6-man, so like they put all these people out. They were trying to see if they could find the next star. And did you see a star? I saw
No.
Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin's a star, but they knew that.
They knew that. They had to bolster him in there. That's the vet they put in there just to. I feel like this is what Superbad is a successful version of this.
Yeah, they launched a bunch of stars. Except I felt like McLovin was going to be a huge star and ended up just kind of being.
Yeah, he was in
the
Kick-Ass movies. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Yeah, that's
pretty much it. Yeah, you can only go so far with that because it's almost like a one-trick pony.
It's almost like they all have their own cliques, kind of like Sandler has his people. Like you would see Michael Cera and not Michael Cera, Michael Cera and those guys in like the same movies.
Yeah,
but just different movies.
Yeah, it's like the Judd Apatow gang. Like that's the next wave of Adam Sandler. But yeah, this movie does not deserve to be in conversation with any of those folks. The New Guy, 2002 is the year it came out. So this is 1 year after 9/11, and this is what they thought America needed. I feel like we always kind of go back to Paul Blart. This has a lot of similar things about Paul Blart, but it's like with a PG-13 instead of like a PG.
I mean, they were both terrible. That's all they have. What else did they have in common?
Like the themes of like women, for instance, like things that would
they don't.
Yeah,
that's all movies back. Like I don't think they really understood how to. They still don't know how to write women. I'm not even going to sit here and play like we figured it out. Yeah. Like they still don't know how to write women, but we've come a long way. And I don't know when we started to like really take strides, but this is not the time.
This is not the time at all.
We have not gotten to the time. If we had to like just have a fun gambling match, like just a fun bet, I would say around 2014.
I would say that's fair in that range. Yeah.
I feel like that's about where people started saying, okay, man, this is when did the Carl's Jr. commercial come out? Because I feel like 2 years after that, everybody was like, this is ridiculous.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah, probably around 2010 to 2012 range.
I know we're probably going to put the Carl's Jr. commercial in the highlights because I said something about it, which is hilarious, but I'm not sure we should.
No, I don't think I will here, but The New Guy, we're going to start off here. This first scene is so weird. Like, this is the first thing that you see in this whole movie. I'm wiping my eyes because it's going to be a long episode.
Hot dogs. Ruff, 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 ruff.
Never too late to make a change. Full Metal Jacket.
Dad, put those away. Such a dork.
So first off, I would believe that Donald Trump is like a very devout Christian sooner than I believe that those two are related and like each other at all. That is the worst acting relationship on both parts that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I didn't even like register. This is the opening scenes,
right?
Yeah, I didn't even register this shit in the beginning. Like my note doesn't even start to like 8 minutes in. Like I'm just in a stupor at this point. Like I have such high hopes for this movie.
Yeah, me too. Like because like I said, I remembered like it being on Comedy Central and like being one of those like movies that you kind of classify with this time period. But boy, it's not. And we'll just let it roll.
See, here's the note.
Okay.
I was just gonna say the note that is the weirdest thing that I wrote down was I saw this movie with my mom.
Yeah, and especially with the scene that we were about to see.
This is women. It's mine. It's mine now. Ow! Is this a weapon? You can't bring loaded weapons to school. Lady, you're carrying this skin. This is weapon. How much deal?
I'm showing this to Principal Zayla.
Cut it out.
Yeah, that's pain.
Boy just broke his dick,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
fame.
which is wild. Which
But also brings me to my first note, which is, bro, like, so she whips his dick out, and somehow Dizzy is the bad guy.
Yeah,
Victim blaming at its finest.
this is wild that this happened.
Like that was so confusing.
Yeah. So
Like, what in what world?
yeah. So what happened is he was talking to a girl, and she seemed somewhat like kind of interested in him, and he immediately was aroused. And then the teacher saw it, and her first reaction was, it's kind of like when you're like passing a note in class. It's like, well, if you're going to pass this note, we're going to read it in front of the whole class. She's like, well, if you're going to do this, then the whole cafeteria is going to see this now. And
It's like an American Pie thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're just stealing stuff from that, really. But that was absurd. Like, there's a teacher groping a underage minor. That's just like, for a PG-13 movie, that's kind of wild.
It is very wild. And I don't think there's anybody, we'll talk about this definitely later. I don't think there's anybody under 18 acting in this movie, though, which is insane as well.
They're like 30 years old.
This next scene, I don't get this. Like, I don't know. I'm going to let it play. We'll talk about it.
It's called Tourette's syndrome.
Tourette's syndrome? Are you out of your language, son?
No. You're not going to cure him with force, Papa Bear. It's going to take a lot of hugs and a lot of drugs. Now, only take one of these a day. Nice pack.
So, where does the Tourette's come from?
I guess just this consistent cursing. But by that logic, I mean, you could argue I'd have it pretty bad.
Yeah, no, that confused me because I was like, clearly he has a broken wiener.
I have a theory about his father and this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, like, so throughout the whole thing, I guess the joke is like they started a relationship or something.
Yeah.
I think they've had it the whole time. I think that's the joke, is that they've had it the entire time.
Maybe they're trying to like drug him so that they can continue their relationship or some weird shit.
I think I don't know if it's quite that, but for some reason they're keeping it like a secret from the beginning. Like right in that scene we're first introduced, they are together. That's what I believe.
Yeah. Apparently there was like a cut part of the script I read on Wikipedia where his parents are divorced. So his dad is single. His dad is also Lyle Lovett, who is like a very serious like folk musician. Like somebody I would never expect to be this character. I get it. Like but it's weird. Like for instance, Sturgill Simpson is like a modern day kind of like alternative Americana artist who does acting. But I don't know. But yeah, that's just a weird side note. But yeah, Tourette's, and she gave him medicine for it. And then so he's trying to get expelled because and so what you can expect for the Patreon cut is, because I did this before the whole change was made, is more thorough storytelling. So we don't have to fill in the gaps if you haven't seen the movie. But he's trying to get expelled because he went to see Eddie Murphy. Like, did he get arrested? Has he got arrested yet? Or
see, that's what I was very confused about that, because the whole time, even if he did get arrested, I was kind of like, why would you be?
Yeah.
If you're underage, you'd go to juvenile hall.
But
like you wouldn't be with these grown men. You didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. But basically he gets advice from Eddie Griffin.
Yeah.
Did I say Eddie Murphy before?
No, you said it right.
So
you have Anthony Anderson Tourette trauma.
AASD. Anthony Anders stress disorder. So he somehow is talking to Eddie Griffin. He's like, if you just need to do a restart and you need to get expelled so that you can go to a new school. So this is what he's trying to do. So there was another scene which I think I took out or maybe it's this one. We'll go.
Oh, that's Principal Zayla.
I'm just gonna mute it because we don't really need to hear this man go to the bathroom right here. But he's going to the bathroom.
By the way, he would have broken his he would have broken his legs.
Yeah.
Sorry, grandma. But he would have broken his effing legs.
Yeah. That was like a
shattered those kneecaps.
I think there's another scene where it kind of proves that this dude is like superhuman for some. Wow, he's just like a superhuman. Like he does wild stuff.
It's like Paul Blart where he was indestructible.
Yeah, this guy has like really good agility and jumping ability. Yeah, so he brings the camera, which there's no way that camera stretches that long. There's no way he jumps over that. It's improbable, but that's not the problem with this movie. Or it's not the main problem, at least.
What are you doing?
Did you just break that mop, Harrison? Give me that.
Yes.
You destroyed school property. You're expelled.
So he gets expelled. Yeah, I don't remember why he's in jail, but he comes and goes freely to jail.
Right. Correct.
Yeah, like he's like,
and like is deep in there, like actually goes into the cells and all types of shit.
So
like,
there
how?
was, so so this is what happened. He took those drugs, remember, because they said he had Tourette's. And then he ambushed Gene Simmons giving a sermon in the mall and started calling people out. And they arrested him for like public indecency or whatever. So that's how he meets Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin tells him he needs to reinvent himself. So he is trying to become a new person so that he can go to this new school and become a new person. Hence the new guy.
See, I missed that part. This movie was just like,
Oh, you act like you can't get up there.
predictable, I guess is the word.
Yeah. I
was just sitting there like, he's gonna light the rope on fire. Okay, the dude's gonna fall down. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like if I can anticipate it, I don't know if I'm supposed to laugh.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're allowed to. So there is the scene where he jumped off of the balcony, and then there was one more scene before this where he does kind of like some superhuman feat of either agility or strength. I don't remember which one, but then he's struggling to climb up this rope.
Yeah.
So already like very early on in the movie, dealing with bullshit. Sorry, Grandma. Yes, this part. So there's been two people that try to escape, and they kill them, right? That's what we're led to believe with that gun.
It's either that or they just shot him in the leg or something. I mean, there's plenty of places you can get shot, but I will say this. Of all the wardens on the planet Earth, this one's not bad.
So this is Henry Rollins in real life. Are you familiar with Henry Rollins at all?
I am not.
He was in the band Black Flag.
But if he's a real warden and he allows his prisoners to tat him and he's a part of the experience as well, like A+.
He would.
I think that's what prisons are missing, by the way.
Yeah.
I put American flag behind me where it's like, floating and there's a different background now. That's what prisons are missing. A warden who gets down and dirty, who gets down in the trenches in cell block C, right there getting tats. Right there. Get your tats. Heat up that pen and let them do it. Then go down to cell block B and see what they do. Like, just be a part of it, man. These guys are in there forever. Come on, dude.
I saw a video, and like TikTok, I love it, is because there's just so many different realms of possibilities. And I was watching a video of a guy who collects like audio equipment, like CD players and stuff. And he had a CD player from prison because they still listen to prison. They still listen to CDs. And it was interesting because they also had to order the CDs from the catalog. So like they had like a whole monopoly or whatever. It's crazy, the prison industrial complex. But He was talking about how it was a popular commodity because the spring inside could be taken out and used as a tattoo, like used with a tattoo to make a homemade tattoo gun. But yeah, this is Henry Rollins, lead singer of Black Flag for sure, or Anti-Flag. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure, if they're actually listening. But very punk, very like anti-establishment, like very like fuck the police kind of person, which is why this is even kind of funnier.
I'll never get tired of that.
See, this is the public service announcement.
Yeah.
Right now in America, this is a fact, by the way. This is a fact. There's a police shortage all around America. They're finding it hard to hire new police officers, and a lot of the old ones are retiring.
Yeah.
Listen, fuck that. Sorry, Grandma. Love you. But listen, even though my grandma did at one time work in a prison,
Yeah.
go work and be a warden. Go in the prison system. Don't do out here. Don't go in these streets. Go in the prisons. Be like this warden right here.
Yeah.
Like, make the change from the inside. Rehabilitate some people. And that's a message worth listening to. See, Joe Biden, it's not that hard.
This message brought to you by Lux Bidet.
ID.
Clean up the country like they clean up our assholes.
Your new driver's license. And this was for the Players Club. Te queso, papi.
I hate DJ Qualls' character in this.
You cowered it out. You know what he said right there that was problematic. And that's why he cut it there. I understand though, but like that was my notice. I was like, is it okay what he just said?
No, it wasn't, and that's why.
Because like at first it was like they were all just having a good time, and then all of a sudden he said that last day. I was like, oh, okay, buddy, yeah, take it there.
Yeah, and that's what this movie is good about, is taking it to that. So, Eddie Griffin has this power of like the eye, and I think maybe for Eddie Griffin it works. I'm not sure if it works. My judgment wants to say no.
There are certain people that can do, like Alexander Moss has the most terrifying eyes at Firestar Pro Wrestling. Elliot Shock has one of the most like he can do like a really good menacing stare. Like some people just have it, and then some people don't. Like I just tried to emulate Elliot Shock, and it looked like nothing. Like a pillar was looking at you.
I'm more so saying like as a comedic device in this movie.
Yeah. But I mean, that's still like that's a skill.
Yeah. But we'll see. So he's showing up to the first hit.
What the hell is that?
Good luck, kid.
Back in the truck!
So they're dropping them off. They want to make
First of all, what were we doing back in the early 2000s? There was frosted tips involved here.
I guess so.
Come on. Hey, you know what? And also there are frosted tips involved to this day.
Yeah, there are. You're right.
To this day.
Mostly
to quote Deontay Wilder, to this day.
Sometimes you make stuff like that, and I just have to I'm like, he knows what he's talking about. I'm the bad one for not understanding this. Like, that's how fun your references are, that I feel bad for not getting them.
Which one, Deontay Wilder or the frosted tips?
I get the frosted tips.
Deontay Wilder is a boxer. This is worth your time if you'd like to Google this. You can Google Deontay Wilder to this day, and that was one of the best. That was up there with like a Mike Tyson and interview. Like when they interview you right after the fight, it's great. It's great. Deontay Wilder is very entertaining to me. I enjoy his box. I enjoy his work. Meanwhile, though, frosted tips.
Yeah.
Frosted tips and chokers, no less.
All right, so I have the video pulled up here. It's on
This
TikTok.
is gonna be something funny, but
follow us on TikTok, by the way.
You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what? I dare you to sit up there and say, explain. You know what I'm talking about, man. He's fighting people. You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day.
Okay.
It became a meme sensation where it's just what, you know, how long have you been working here? It's like I'm been suffering to this day, and like it's just all that stuff. It's just the internet is undefeated.
The internet is
The
undefeated.
internet, and also, and the one thing I really enjoy about the internet, and it doesn't take anything seriously. Like, let's just laugh. You don't hear one serious thing on the internet that's not just immediately clowned.
Yeah, you're right. There are checks and balances, unlike our government.
Right? like, oh man, my great grandmother just passed away, like at sea, and then someone just jokes, you know, about something like a life raft or something. They just make a lifesaver joke, like about the candy.
Yeah.
And
They're the bad guy.
I mean, I love the internet. I'm not gonna lie. I grew up with the internet. I understand that it's brutal. I understand it's a savage place.
Yeah.
I'm built for it.
Yeah, ain't no church in the wild.
No. No, I'm not here.
Biggest, baddest mother in the yard and knock his ass out.
Great song.
Bitch, say what?
My note here. Where the fuck is this school at? That there are that many people wearing cowboy hats to school.
And the hierarchy of the stairs.
Yeah. So
like a literal jungle.
Yeah. So I have been to schools in Alabama, and I never once saw anybody with a cowboy hat, let alone a group of them.
A fun fact. I guess it's an aside, though not really, because you brought up Alabama. So my wife is from New Hampshire.
Okay.
They just released some kind of list in New Hampshire. I don't know how they just did some kind of test. It's you can probably Google it. It's the smartest states in America. New Hampshire is the smartest state in America.
Yeah.
Alabama is in the bottom.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
North Carolina was somewhere in the bottom.
Yeah, I believe that too.
West Virginia is in the bottom. Virginia is just mid. We're like not even mentioned. We're not in the bottom 5. We're not in the top 5. So all in all, if you live in, I guess it was like Alabama, South Carolina, these types of places,
seek help.
Just move or try harder.
So
try really hard.
New Hampshire is one of those states where I think
it was the North. All of the North is smarter than all of the South. That's literally what it looked like.
Yeah. I believe it.
They made us look terrible.
Yeah. I think it probably has a lot to do with the rural nature of the South. But like, have you ever heard anything about? I'm sure you have. But like, before you met your wife, like I know New Hampshire exists, but I can't tell you a single goddamn thing about New Hampshire.
No, and I can now, like a couple of things that are fun. Not a lot. Like, I still don't know a whole lot about it. She's shown me places and things, but for the most part, like her hometown is kind of small. So I would say it's more about being closer to, like, known for being close to Vermont and like Canada and Boston, like stuff like this, as opposed to like some of the things to do within the town. They have an independent wrestling organization and also a wrestling school out of her hometown, which is a Pembroke, North Carolina. Or I'm sorry, Pembroke, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they have some adjacent school out there. Outside of that, I don't really know a whole lot about it other than she's from it.
It's kind of like that and Delaware are like the two states that just nobody like you get forgotten.
Just Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden, and the fact that like they have like weird tax laws, so like almost every company is incorporated out of Delaware because it like saves money or something that reduces their ability to get sued.
Delaware State.
Yeah,
that college. I know about that. That's about it.
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
I didn't know about the tax stuff.
Yeah. My brother-in-law works at Delaware University, so home of Joe Flacco. That's all I knew about Delaware before that. But yeah, never seen cowboy hats. This is a weird school. Tuba boy.
Well, I think we got a real serious problem here.
Yeah? Well, if it's you, there's no problem.
Just
okay. So that's the second time we've seen someone get punched in the air.
Yeah.
The first one was Steven Seagal, and the second one is this guy.
Yeah, we can take a look back here.
Elite company.
Yeah. I just hate everything about how he acts this character. I hated how he acted his other character. I wasn't a fan. I'm just not a fan of him in this movie at all.
DJ Qualls?
Qualls? Yeah, DJ Qualls.
Well, I think it's because he's not an actor. He's Kim Kardashian. Let's be honest. He's Kim Kardashian. like he was in some shit, and now he wants to do something else, and we're gonna let him because he's pretty. That's what happened back then. That's why I was surprised that he shocked, not surprised. That's not even the word. I was shook that he was a Prada model. I immediately started taking pictures of myself.
Yeah, this right here, live action Beavis from Beavis and Butthead, or the other way around, is a Prada model.
Yes.
And this sign,
he could easily play him.
Yeah.
Easily. That's Beavis right there.
So this sign here says, her life was boring. She thought she needed a change. Teenage pregnancy. Consider all the angles, I think is what it says. I paused it this time and I read it. I just picked this scene because of how he looked at it, his face that he made in this.
Who the hell are you?
I'm the new guy.
He said it!
He did. That happens in a lot of these movies that we see.
Yeah, so he comes in, he picks the biggest, baddest dude in the yard, which is this Matt Dillon looking wannabe. And he fights him and he beats him up, and then nobody's looking, and then he has to drag him and beat him up in front of everybody again. And then the principal sees him.
Hey, new guy. Got a name?
Harris. Gil Harris.
What a dumb fucking name. Just gonna say it.
Dizzy is a way better name than Gil. You would think that they would write that in reverse. He used to be Gil Harrison, now he's Dizzy.
Gil Harrison does taxes in Walmart in one of those little H&R block booths by the checkout.
For sure.
Dizzy Harrison does psychedelics every night.
Yeah, and it's just a bartender at one of the hottest bars in town.
Yeah.
Always shows up to work 2 hours late, but nobody ever fires him. He's just such a good guy.
Yeah. So
what a backstory. I mean, it's just easy to write that backstory, in 5 seconds. But Gil Harris,
yeah.
Gil plays recreational hockey on the weekends.
Yeah.
Gil's into RC cars.
No,
Gil's me. Gil's me in my adult life.
Yeah. True. Gil plays badminton though. He's too cool for hockey. He's not cool for hockey. Yeah, you're cool enough for hockey, but he's not.
I'm
Gil plays field hockey.
So, how do you like our little slice of paradise?
Well, I gotta tell you, nice to be somewhere without bars.
Looking at this scene right now, maybe he does have Tourette's.
Look, Gil Harris is who is president now.
Yeah.
Dizzy Harris is someone who wants to be president next year.
So he's just flipping his lighter, making weird faces, and
Nice to be somewhere without bars.
You were in jail? Did they give you a full body cavity search?
Forgive my friends, they get really shy around strangers.
My fault. I talk too much. That's hot.
Well, there's a party tonight at my house, if you can come.
there's going to be an inconsistency later on here. Takes the address.
I don't make plans.
I don't think he knew that he was.
Not my style.
You just So, have you ever seen like a snake dance? That's what.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
with the flute or the pan flute. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Here he realizes that he committed arson, and he's like, "Let me get out of here. I gotta go." My thesis for this is that he is the biggest piece of shit in the world.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you're a
No.
redeemable piece of shit, and there's no reason. Like, this is a movie we've talked about it. How we look for, we like hate the parts where like the girl's gonna find out that he lied, or like all of this stuff. We don't ever really get that here. We kind of do at the end, but not really. Like, we don't get to see this guy down, and that's what the biggest bummer about this movie is for me, is that we don't ever get to see him like have to deal with his decisions.
Hey, are you saying these chicks party on a school
He
night?
does with them.
Courtney
Yeah.
does.
But only with them.
Yeah, but not even really. Not even really.
They do. Well, they do. He snubs them, and then later they ignore him, and then he does a half-ass apology, and they forgive him.
Yeah, that doesn't count. But so, back it up a little bit here. He is talking about what?
That's Beavis.
No offense, sir. Hey, are you saying these chicks party on a school night? Courtney does.
First day of school already has a yearbook.
Yeah. But I actually that's not as weird as you think. I do know that you can check out yearbooks in libraries and school libraries.
Okay, but why would you do that?
I don't know, but you can. Like, they have all the school, like they have all the yearbooks from whatever school it is, usually in the library.
That is without doubt the sluttiest girl I have ever seen.
I know. Did it great?
That's something that didn't age well. There's just a couple, like, the yearbook was the biggest thing for me. It's just like, it seemed weird that he had a yearbook after day one, but also,
are you a yearbook person? Did you get like a bunch of people to sign your yearbook?
Yeah.
Are you that guy?
Yeah. I did get yearbooks. I got people to see it.
Did you take it to them, or did they bring it to you?
It was more
or what, did they come up to you and ask to sign it, or did you take it to them?
A little bit of both. It was more so like my high school best friend, like, he got a page in my yearbook and I got a page in his, and like we would just write inside jokes, and it was like a kind of a place for like friends to kind of joke and mess around. Like, in middle school, I was like, I gotta collect them all when it comes to signatures, but as I like grew and developed, it was more of like
I would tell you the saddest story, and I don't care if it gets cut. This is a shameless story. I would, like, when I get the yearbook, right, a fresh blank space.
Yeah.
I would start like just writing little stuff. Have a good summer.
Yeah.
Awesome school year, whatever. In my own yearbook. Just to get the party started. And that way, when people got it, they just were like, "Oh yeah, let me sign, let me do this, let me do that." They would see, other people would see it, and it's just like, instead of it them being the first one to sign it, I would make them feel like, "Oh, okay,
I'm not this guy's first choice." Yeah,
right.
I got you. That's a little
ever did, but like,
I think it's fine. I think it's something that I would do at least. So in sixth grade, I got my yearbook stolen, and I eventually got it back. But when I got it back, Like the guy that stole it had gone through and crossed out some of the signatures that I'd already gotten because he's like, this is mine now. So like he had was Xing out people's pictures and stuff. Like he was like, this is my yearbook now. Like he because you could get your name put in it. He had like scribbled out my name in it. I was just like, of all things to like steal a yearbook and then just to cross,
give it back. Don't give it back to me at that point. Like,
well, I don't remember exactly how I got it back, but it wasn't him voluntarily giving it back.
Oh, okay.
Like he was like, keep that forever. Yeah, he was like, let me get this nerd's friend signature out of my book. Which in sixth grade, I definitely was a nerd.
Tony Hawk to come to her party? There's nothing cooler than that. You see that Indy 360?
Tony, please.
Rainey, did you see that Indy 3? I could do it again.
So,
did you know I learned in this movie or that scene, Tony Hawk's looked like 30 years old, like basically his whole life.
Yeah, except for he's looking a little old now. You're actually on. That's Tony Hawk's body right there, where your head is on.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's Tony Hawk's body.
No, it's not. That's no, it's not. That's Eliza Dushku. Is that not?
Oh no, it's
no,
the very bottom.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second. I think I know.
No, I'm on
Tony Hawk when I see him. But yeah, Tony Hawk is like consistently looked older.
Yeah,
like his whole career.
Really
That's
young.
hilarious though.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you meant.
I was like, dude, how do you know that's not Tony? Like, how are you so confident that's not Tony? We were like, no, that's Ryan Sheckler. That's Ryan Sheckler all day. So, but yeah, this is weird because this party is on a weeknight, and Tony Hawk is there. Like, how much planning has to go into a weeknight party to get Tony Hawk there? Because he's.
Are they established that have they established that they're in California?
No.
Okay.
But
I just assume that's like what that establishes. But I guess it's just establishing like, oh my god, rad! They have skateboarders. This is so rad, cool.
Yeah, but like this is like Tony Hawk at the height of his power.
Yeah, but like Tony Hawk also is like a huge representative for like California.
Yeah. Do you know how much money?
Like, you usually think of the same. You think of Tony Hawk and California in the same thing.
Yeah, Tony Hawk and the Terminator.
Yeah, the governor.
Him being in a lot of for
you could always just the governor.
Yeah. So kind of on another connected world, we talked about rocket power on an episode of Live Laugh Lariat with Caitlin Diamond. Are you a fan of rocket power? Are you familiar with rocket power?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode with Tony Hawk and his like layer?
Oh, where Otto did the 900.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
classic.
My favorite episode from then, that whole series is when Otto got sponsored by not rocket boards. I can't remember what the people were, but they just like gave him all these free things, and he got tired of it, like just so sick of it. And I just remember like watching that and just feeling like, man, that's real. Because I saw it later. Because they have like it's like Boomerang, but Nicktoons or something like that now on that kids can watch. And so my younger cousin, when they were younger, they were watching that. I was watching the episode again. I'm like, that's real. Like that dude basically just got like he was working with his dad. It wasn't a job. He was just having fun skating with his friends, and now it's a job, and he just hates it.
Yeah,
just like, oh my god, I gotta go skate again. Like I just love that. Like it was just being an adult. Like it was really a show or episode about being an adult.
Yeah, I love this.
I love that show.
Yeah,
the Angry Beavers, like all these types of shows on Nickelodeon. I was a huge Nickelodeon kid.
Yeah, I was a mixture of that in Disney, but I definitely enjoyed Rocket Power, especially the Tony Hawk episode. I was a big Tony Hawk guy growing up. Played all of the games. I think Tony Hawk's Underground, Tony Hawk's American Wasteland, some of like the best video games ever.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Yeah. You go back to like just solely because of the story mode. Like, of course, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Those are greats in their own right. There's a band they kind of do detour off a detour off a detour. They're a cover band of Tony Hawk Pro Skater, so they only play songs from the soundtrack of that game.
That's very niche.
Yeah, very niche. But all this to say,
like
Tony Hawk being at this party is weird. Tony Hawk wanting the approval of these women is weird because
that's also a thing. They're underage.
There's a lot of that.
That's why I said he looked 30.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you the strong, silent type?
So,
You want to come upstairs with me?
I'm sure maybe
You want to make out with me?
I subscribe to the theory that there's at least once. There's at least
Want to take my
one
clothes off with your teeth?
things have happened. This is not a realistic
Okay, you talked me into it.
of a woman at all. At all.
I would argue that there's somebody out there that's just. I mean, I guess my argument is like, why can't a Courtney exist?
Well, they can.
Why is that so taboo that Courtney exists? I understand that nobody wants to like be Courtney because it's oh my god.
Well,
but, like, who cares?
I don't think the idea of Courtney like being sex positive and existing. I think it's the fact that she is so willing to get with this character.
That might be her thing. She might be into new guys.
But she also did the other guy at the very end. Like you're on the wrong side of the courtroom today, but
I'm not on the wrong side of the courtroom. I'm saying I'm on the right side of the courtroom here, and that Courtney should be allowed to be Courtney. I'm on the right side of the courtroom on that.
I agree. Everybody should be allowed to be Courtney, but the fact that a man wrote this part and
no, that I'll stand with you on. No, that's
where I'm coming from. That this is a role that's written. Like I said at the very beginning, there definitely is exception to every rule.
But I would just argue that if someone is sex positive like Courtney, that's completely and totally within the realm of normalcy.
Correct. So in a world where Courtney exists, I would give that to you. In a world where Courtney is written by a dude that also wrote a scene about a boy getting his wiener broken by an old lady and getting in trouble for it, I think it's a little sus.
No, now I will not accept that I'm on the wrong side of the court there. That woman was wrong. That one was absolutely wrong.
We're on the same side of the. We're not even in the court.
Okay.
Yeah, we're
just making sure.
Yeah, we're having lunch.
Making sure. All right, because that was victim blaming at its finest.
Yeah.
I know you're thinking he's too good looking for me, right? Right? Hola, habla inglés?
Like Jerry O'Connell, like definitely very old in this. Let's see how old he was.
I feel like it's in line with everybody else in the movie. Like everybody looks. I don't know why they didn't just make this like a college movie.
Yeah, he's 50 years old, so he was in his 30s when this came out. 30s, late 20s.
As well most all of them.
Yeah. But it like appearances, it kind of gives the vibe of these are just college kids that are showing up at a high school party, trying to get with high school girls. On paper is kind of what it looks like.
It's creepy.
I don't think you've been with anyone.
Hollywood's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. She's not just anyone.
I don't even know if we really need to talk about that. It just
I don't know if I don't want to go to court.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to court on this one. You got it. You got it. Dave went down. If Dave Chappelle can't do it, I certainly am not about to try to roast anybody. But I will say this. I will say this. Like it's like there's no need to technical difficulty. Even that is not believable for him.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't believe anybody he showed me.
Yeah, 100%. So it's the world where we just talked about, where that is not a bad thing. Like that relationship is not bad for existing if it existed. But the fact that it was written as a joke, the fact that it was written to belittle somebody. Yeah.
she is definitely way too pretty for him.
Exactly,
If that were
yeah.
to exist, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like like that's just a fact.
Yeah,
Like,
DJ Qualls.
that's why I'm saying I would not believe that picture at all.
Yeah, 100%. As soon as you said no need to technical difficulties me, I moved my mouse over to the technical difficulties button just to be safe.
We should have like a sound where it's like we're hovering, some kind of hovering thing. Like, I don't know. We'll figure out a sound for it where it's just not quite pressing it, but
yeah,
very close.
Like the Jaws theme song. I'll just start playing that if you're
like
getting
like something's charging up and then it just right before it gets
but yeah, this movie is like, there were a couple instances in this in Malibu's Most Wanted and a little bit more in Master of Disguise, and there was kind of one theme in Paul Blart, but this seems like every joke is at the expense of somebody who is like deserves to have equal representation. I'll just
you are. No, honestly, like in all of these comedies or whatever, some of their cheap laughs are always coming at the expense of trans people. And if you go back further, they were coming at the expense, especially, oh my God, especially in black movies, even to this day, they come at the expense of of gay people. Like it's just like it's the low hanging fruit that they believe it.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like it's I believe it's a sign of intelligence how funny you think these things are. I think there's a clever way to write those things, but I don't know how to do it. And so if I ever heard it, I would laugh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I've yet to hear too much of it.
Yeah.
So
Tens and
plus, I mean, if they actually had writers that represented them in the rooms, you probably would get more jokes that made sense.
Yeah, 100%. There's very little representation of a lot of these characters, and I feel like that's why we're just getting what we're getting.
Right.
There is only actually one moment in this movie that made me laugh. And I
in the whole movie?
Yeah.
Fair enough. That feels like Paul Blart 2 to me. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I will be honest. I picked this because it was hard to get out of that time period, and I didn't want to stay in the 90s, to be honest. Mainly because of what I was explaining. So like Vanilla Ice could get me as far as here, and I was like, okay, that'll get us into at least like the 2000 era, which will get us to some more. So that was the whole strategy going here. But my God, I forgot how bad this was.
This is this isn't Master of Disguise level. I don't know if this is Paul Blart level. Like you saw the video I posted of us before we even started talking about Paul Blart, and like we look like we had just gotten off a plane from Europe. We were just jet lag, like, so the spirit's a little higher.
Master of Disguise was worse. The Master of Disguise was worse though. Like I felt that was the closest I've ever come to like unaliving myself. Like I felt the void in my. I mean, I felt the void in my soul. It was just like an hour and a half of what am I doing with life?
It was
this
almost
is also fleeting.
Job you hate, like you're just constantly checking the clock. You're like, oh, I get to leave here, except for you don't get paid for it. You actually are losing time, losing opportunity. If you believe time is money, you're actually losing money by watching this, and then talking about it again. Yeah,
But I mean, if somebody buys a shirt, then we're good. Just buy one shirt so it makes that stupid movie worth it.
Subscribe to the $5 tier of the Patreon just so we didn't have to suffer in vain. Because I tell you what, we watched it, we reviewed it, and then I edited it, and then I made clips on it. I've had so much of Pistachio Disguisey that I don't think I ever want to see Dana Carvey in my life again.
That's what people don't understand. Is like I watch it the one time and I make notes.
Yeah.
But you watch it.
Yeah, it's a loop. Yeah.
I mean, hundreds of times to try to get these clips.
Luckily, I don't have to watch it's like a more boiled down version of it by the time we're watching it here and then editing it. So it's not as bad. But yeah.
So when it's just to say that like when there like this is not a victimless crime. Like when I pick these really bad movies, there are people who get hurt here.
We'll be honest with you. So last week we did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was originally going to do Jack and Jill, to the point where you watched that movie.
I did.
And then we watched the trailer to announce it, and I was like, no, I can't do it. So we audible.
That was sad. That was sad news for me.
But you still had to watch it, and I apologize.
Well, I fell asleep through it, and I didn't have to go back and watch those 30 or 40 minutes I fell asleep through, but thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So in light of this, like, just kind of goes to say, this isn't the worst movie we've done, but it is not a good movie by any stretch of the imagination.
I want to be a part of this school, but you totally get off on being a badass. You unfortunately.
You what?
My grandmother's Albanian. It means I owe you one.
That's just fucking dumb.
It's just like unneeded character exposition. Okay, but the truth is that she is Albanian, like of Albanian descent.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Yeah.
And she does speak Albanian. But it's unnecessary.
If you think about it as like, let's say everybody's like given a character to develop, and somebody's like, like they gave her this whole backstory, and the people were like, no, this is dumb. And they're like, I just need this. Okay, just give me this. And so this is like a constellation prize for like that's the only way I can make sense of it being involved.
Ride 'em, cowboys! Shut up.
This is the scene that made me laugh. And I don't know if it was because I was tired. I don't know if it was because I was tired of watching this movie, but
Man, that's not funny.
it got me. It got a ha out of me.
It's a good sound. Usually the sounds of things are what make me laugh.
Yeah,
Like that was a good ping.
That was a great ping. But
I'll knock your noggin.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
That got me. No further comments.
Pearl Harbor was bombed? I thought that movie made money.
This also made me laugh. That I lied. There were two parts. That was kind of a clever joke, if you ask me.
I just felt like a lot of this was. I don't know where I don't know what they were doing. Like I don't know the point of this movie.
No.
Like there's no stakes attached. Like why does he care what these people think? Like it seems like they're all nerds. Like shouldn't they all just be happy with one another?
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't seem like it's bothered him much before.
Yeah.
I mean,
just it's all this because like one girl was mean to him and he got his dick broken.
I mean, like somebody put a pair of titties on you. I mean, my God, dude, butch up. Come on, like get right. Like, come on, bounce back.
Just because
you can't say that.
I don't know if butch up is okay. I don't know.
Bleep it out. It's hit me with the bleep. But come on, man. But how about come on, man? Like buck up. Like get it together.
Yeah, you're being an inconvenience. Your dad drives you to school. He probably has to drive you further now to school. Like,
I mean, you're gonna grow up to be in a wheelchair and inconvenience a lot of people with Jim Jeffries as your only friend.
Yeah,
like just figure it out, dude. Enjoy this time.
Yeah.
You got B-list Katherine Heigl on your speed dial right now, man. Like life is good, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in his speed dial. He probably is after this one. Yeah.
Hey, do you have the Creed CD?
FYE.
Yeah.
This fucking hurt. I fucking love Creed. I fucking love Creed. And I have I was raised, my dad was a pastor. We weren't allowed to listen to secular music until I was like in 7th grade. But we've somehow convinced my parents that Creed was a Christian band.
They are.
Result, yeah, but they're not like I don't know. Debatable.
Literally with arms wide open is like about babies and Jesus.
Sure. Yeah, but like, did you ever like grow up listening to Christian music?
Christian music, Kirk Franklin.
Okay, so like not
Does that
like
count?
it does count, yes.
All my people say stop. No. Okay.
I
All my sisters say stop. All my brothers say stop. Okay, fine. Whatever.
yeah, I as a white kid growing up in Alabama, I could say I was aware of Kirk Franklin, but I don't think I got it. But that's because white people white people Christian music is so fucking bad.
No, it's terrible. It's like meditation music almost.
Yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What that day
right.
God of wonders beyond our galley. So like that's what we like had to listen to. So when we got something like Creed, when we got with arms ready to open,
yeah, that stuff
that fucked so hard.
Yeah,
we had Creed. Stuff. Yeah, so I love Creed, but that was because like that was like the one treat we got. It was like our comfort. I also had that, and then my grandmother got us Uno NSYNC version, which came with a CD that just had one NSYNC song on it. And somehow that was allowed. So I listened to that like on a road trip, like over and over again. But Creed, I fuck with. So when she hit us with this.
Yeah, I'll check for you.
That hurt.
But I don't think she was upset because she was saying Creed. I think she was saying that because they used to be friends.
You know that
they didn't talk.
Now that you say that, you might be right.
Yeah.
But
I don't think she was upset about Creed.
Personally, that she was like,
I think what's actually happened is that in the past, people have said to you negative things about Creed. So you assume that this woman was one of them.
Yeah.
She also was casting doubt upon Creed.
This is the whole
I understand.
Boy episode.
I'm the type that like genuinely finds Nickelback semi-enjoyable.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Like if you turn them on and said, Jordan, you're going to be stuck in here for a month, you can't listen to anything else. All right.
Not the worst.
Like, you're right. I'm not going to like scratch my ears out.
No.
I'm not going to bop like on every song.
But the fucking hero from the Spider-Man movie, that goes
right.
That goes.
They got some jams.
Yeah,
they got some jams. You got to be honest. You got to be real.
Yeah.
They got some jams. They're at least good for one every record, I would say. I haven't listened to a lot of their new stuff, but usually I think my mom would make. See, this is the thing. A lot of people don't understand. This is some real game, especially if there's someone out here that's growing up and you're mixed like me. You got a black or a Cuban dad or whatever, different color dad, different color moms, like whatever. Growing up mix is interesting and it's very fun. So it's like, Baptist churches, we got that music, it's pumping. Also, I know a lot about R&B and rap and all this other stuff. And then my mom's over here listening to country music and rock. So like, it's just two different worlds. And like, I don't like country music and I really don't like rock and roll, but I do know a crap load of it. Creed stuff, the Nickelback, I'm jamming. Justin Timberlake, jamming. John Mayer, jamming. Grateful Dead, jamming. Dead and Company, jamming. Fish, jamming. All this stuff. Like, I can get down with it to an extent.
Is your mom into jam bands?
Oh, yeah. My mom likes all that stuff.
I could see your mom is quite. So, have you ever been to like one of those concerts with your mom where she like, does your mom wear like the dancers? Like,
no.
Okay.
My mom doesn't really go out like a bunch of people.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom's more the type to like play the music and go in the backyard and kick it around a fire or something.
Okay, perfect. There are some people though that are like, once they hear that music, it's like when a werewolf sees the moon, like it just transforms them into like somebody they were like 20 years ago, and they're just like getting wild. There was this one time I saw Eric Clapton, which one of the biggest bummers is finding out he's a piece of racist shit. Like super huge bummer. Like he's the reason I started playing guitar and all this stuff. But we were at an Eric Clapton concert, and there was a dude at the end of our row, didn't move the entire concert. And then all of a sudden, Eric Clapton's like 1972 song, Jun, 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 Cocaine comes on. This motherfucker gets up like it's the song of his life and just starts going to town.
Yeah, there's certain songs that I think everybody has. Like,
Yeah.
My dad's not really a dancer at all. You won't catch him doing that, but he'll tap his toe.
Yeah.
And that's how you know. And like it's the funniest things because it's Shania Twain. Like it's the most ridiculous thing because you would never like he consistently listens to oldies like soul music, R&B, soul from the 90s and the 80s, like all that stuff. That's all he listens to. But let a Shania Twain song come on, and he's alert, like he's hip to it. But he's not gonna dance. He's not gonna talk to you about it. He's not gonna say anything. But you're gonna know that he knows, and he's gonna be tapping. He might even bust a lyric from time to time. He might do it. He might do it. It's the funniest thing in the world. But music, growing up, being mixed race, like music is really like a melting pot of stuff, and that's really a cool experience, I think.
Yeah,
it's just some game for people. Like, just be eclectic with your music tastes. I shouldn't be the only one experiencing life like this.
I was very similar. Like, not like my parents are both white, but so I wasn't allowed to listen to music. So when I was able to, I just consumed as much of it as possible. So like I would be like listening to like 50 Cent one day on the way to the bus and Green Day the next on the way to the bus and like Linkin Park and Radiohead, like all these different things. And then we were kind of allowed to listen to country. So like I've had the kind of like, so I'm in the same boat with you. My son, we were talking about, loves Pitbull. For some reason, like no matter how sad he is, you play fucking like it's going down. And that dude is just fucking with it. He's happy. Like so much so that when they took him back for surgery, like they were like walking through the halls of the hospital playing Fireball. So it's just like this hospital. There's a baby there in like little like baby gown. All of a sudden, it's just like doo 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 Fireball. Doo. So like that is your dad's Shania Twain is Theo's Pitbull. But yeah, let's.
That's good. That's good to know though that it like you tested him with another song because at first I was gonna be like, he's not a Kesha fan, is he? Though?
No. That's how it started because like he loves pop music. So like I'll just like throw on like a random. I'll tell it like, hey Google, play this, and that's how it started. I said play Kesha, and my Google is now listening. So maybe, oh fuck, what's it gonna play? Hey Google, off. Let's jump right back into this movie.
Do you know these people?
No.
Irredeemable. As soon as he said that, irredeemable for me. Like before, he was just annoying, but he wasn't a piece of shit. As soon as he did that, irredeemable.
What I didn't get is like why he didn't just introduce her. She seemed really genuinely cool. Like she would be into everything that they were into.
Yeah, like she seems with it. Like she seems like
right.
Yeah. Like she
didn't. Yeah. I mean, she destroyed Dollhouse, but she was a great person in this movie.
Yeah, yeah. Like she's only popular because she's dating that guy. Before she was obviously not popular, and that's the rift between her and that friend. So I don't. Right. Just as soon as he said that though, like I was just like, fuck this guy.
Yep, doesn't deserve her.
My microphone.
Oh no! Please, no! Stop!
That's how we got here, Vanilla Ice. I thought we always have to include when our daisy chain is in the movie, and there he's doing a fucking dropping elbow.
Perfect form.
Yeah,
like,
and I didn't notice that.
I don't know how they managed that. Like,
yeah,
I like it. Kind of does look like it's pretty close. Like it's kind of close together there. So I don't know if he just like kind of scooted over. If he really just went all in like that. But either way,
yeah. Like,
can we run that again?
I'm about to. Yeah,
violent.
I didn't see this on the because I watched this on my phone when I edited it. But he's got that little Jack Sparrow goatee.
Oh no! Please, no!
Yeah. This is kind of random, but I was on Facebook Marketplace today. I want to show you two things that I found. This first one is a Grogu unique collectible with tags That's actually a Grogu bong.
Is Grogu the child?
Yeah, Baby Yoda.
So they finally named it.
Yeah, they named it. It just looks weird because like it looks like you're smoking out of his junk. Like, it's very weird indeed.
Yeah.
And then
let me suck your pee, Grogu.
Yeah,
and get high.
And then there's this, which
I didn't get that. That's a stripper pole? But like, what do you mean?
Like, it's the one that fits on the back of your car. Like,
for what reason? Like, so you can just drop it at a moment's notice, just get out and just get some ones.
That's why it's so absurd. But for $175 in the Triad area of North Carolina,
it can be yours.
It can be yours. Yeah,
gotta have a hitch.
Yeah,
gotta have a hitch, but it can be yours.
Do you think hitch qualifies for what we do?
No.
Okay.
But maybe. Probably.
Yeah.
I would say probably, because it's a dumb movie.
Yeah. I
should.
Yeah. I picked this scene because, like, you just met this girl and you hung out with her once. And yet you have a picture of her.
How?
Yeah. Of her. Yeah. Your friends, of course. But her? How do you have
and
this?
It's like, it's not even that he has a picture. It's like it's the picture he has. Like, it's
it looks like you see private investigators like take candid pictures of people. Like, she doesn't know that picture being taken.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's either like that or like the pictures that they take at like homecoming and they put them in the yearbook, so they send you the proof or something.
Yeah.
But, that was creepy.
Yeah. This might be our what do you call it? Parker Posey Award.
Hey, quit it.
So, because of this movie and because of just scenes like that in general, and my cousin, who I'm just gonna be honest with you, man, I don't talk to that. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And like he would consistently like make jokes about little people using, the derogatory term and like punt. Like, if it was a girl, he would say it was punt, that word before, and then punt these people and all these things. And then it's because he would see this crap.
Yeah.
And he was like, and so one day at the school, there's a little person that went in our school. He tried to put this kid in the trash can.
Okay.
Listen, what I tell you today, little people can also fight. It's just that maybe they can't hit you in the face. But not everybody is as tall as me and Dan, so therefore they probably can hit you in the face. How do I know that? Because this little man actually cracked that boy right across his jaw and put him to sleep. And then somehow he got suspended and he never came back to like that school ever again. And I never understood, because I wanted to be his best friend.
Yeah, that's your.
I didn't care that was family. I didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, I've wanted to do that my whole life.
Yeah. It's like, fuck you, I'm going to stay with dad.
That was wonderful. Like, he did that, and that kid like hit that back elbow on him.
Yeah.
Perfect. He went out cold. Like it was a back elbow like John Jones would have done. Yeah, little this. Like, so I felt, I'm sorry. The point is, I felt for him here. I felt really bad for him here.
But he's got a chip rat.
Yeah, I'm from a rodeo family.
That part, though.
Yeah.
I thought that might be true.
Yeah, he does look like a rodeo. Yeah.
Like, he took that trash like a trash can like a champ.
Yeah, there's also a scene where they were like, hey, I'm sorry that we pissed in your tuba. And he was like, you pissed in my tuba?
Yeah. Maybe that's why it tastes weird.
So this is what I was talking about. The
duck face.
It is my least favorite thing, and every
It's
time
duck
he does it a lot too. I didn't include it, but it makes me mad.
It's Duckface.
I hate
Do
it.
that.
There's several reasons why this dude's a piece of shit. So he catches his dad on fire.
Do that. Just roll around, Dad. You'll be all right.
And that's all he does. Just roll around, Dad. You'll be all right.
Terribly acted.
Yeah.
Like ass was firmly on.
Yeah.
It just poorly acted.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
It's bad. He's a bad character. He's a bad actor.
The scene I didn't understand here was were they trying to like, did the girl that was operating the bull like kind of have a thing for her, and that's why she was being extra mean to him? Is that what it was?
I think she just realized that he's a piece of shit and was trying to protect her from him.
Fair enough.
Especially with her boyfriend, she's probably like used to it. I'm so curious as to why I included that song.
Creo que quiere que me robe tercera.
This made me laugh. This one made me laugh. I do agree. I think he's telling me to steal third. That got me.
Guess what?
It has moments.
Gil and Diz are the same guy. He made fools of all of you. You don't believe me? Ask him yourself. Maybe for once he'll tell the truth.
So he finally gets found out. But first off, great editing skills. I don't believe that the two jocks from two different schools put that together, but this movie is not as consistent. But yeah, like
this is before apps.
Speak. Luther. It's not just Luther. Spiders.
You play my kind of music.
First off, he plays in a funk band. They all play in a funk band, but it's the worst funk band I've ever fucking heard. Like they ruin funk. Like it's like Kids Bop versus the actual song. What they do to funk music.
Also, just real quick, if I can, like Eddie Griffin's teeth are white as shit.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that was a dark room. He lit the whole room up.
Hey, Ray. Out of the way, Ray. I've been in the pen quite a while.
I saw your note about that, so I included it. A little weird.
It's
a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting a little bit we're getting a little odd here. Got a man from the prison in there, you know.
Which how are all these prisoners out? Like, it doesn't add up to me.
Better than PlayStation 2?
No, it is.
What the fuck? Like, is he checking for hair? Is he smelling it? Like,
I think that's what he was doing.
Smelling or checking for hair?
I think he was checking for hair.
Okay.
Because he didn't smell it. He just looked for hair.
Yo, I guess it's me and you, man.
And us.
I guess it's like because you. Oh.
Would you two get a room? I'm sorry.
I don't even know what to call you.
Broke dick seems to be popular.
Broke dick seems to be popular. Terribly delivered. Like broke dick.
Broke dick.
Yeah, broke dick. Broke dizzy dick. I don't know.
Broke Dick Mountain.
Dude, the fall for him was so low. Like, he did all of these things. He's a terrible person. He was shitty to his friends, and his repercussion level was minimal. Very minimal.
I believe that she is kind of indicative of what we should think of Dizzy as. She's with a guy who would treat a new guy the way he did. And she was just kind of like around.
Yeah.
And then the new guy, like, she just kind of, he didn't even really steal her. Like, she kind of came up to him and kind of started talking to him, which, again, that's completely fine. She's not owned.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought it was that they were in a relationship, which is kind of like I guess it's an open one, whatever. I don't know.
Well, I don't
think
think
she ends up with this guy. And then so this guy is just as crappy as the other guy because she seems to have a problem staying with these types of guys.
Yeah. Well,
like she likes the bad boys, right? Like, I think that's the point of like what they're showing her type is.
It could be. But also, like, she's allowed to talk to the there's clearly there's as the movie goes on, she is spending more time around him, and then she you can see the relation. It's not like she sees him and immediately leaves her boyfriend. It's a
right.
As she grew closer to him, she grew further apart, or she realized how shitty that guy was. So, and it also helps that her boyfriend's a piece of shit too.
But I'm saying that he also is a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
And
Yeah.
she was trying to get with him. She was gravitating away from, or she was gravitating towards a piece of shit from a piece of shit.
But here's the thing: the way this movie was written,
she's into pieces of shit.
The way this movie was written, he's not a piece of shit.
No, he's a piece of shit.
But I don't think that. I think he was supposed to be the sympathetic hero.
There's no chance.
Yeah,
I think at best he's supposed to be like the lovable loser.
Maybe, but
at best.
but he was he's definitely supposed to be like the guy that we're cheering for. If not, why do you have this movie? If we're not supposed to like him, what is the point of this movie?
I mean, I could ask that about every single movie we do.
Well, I guess we'll just leave it at that.
You're right. I'm a liar. I saved his narrow behind, and he got to kiss the girl. I hope that inspires you.
It has. It's taught me a lot. It's easy for a man like myself to forget what most poor slobs will do to get a woman.
This is where the Grateful Dead was supposed to come in. So just think of bam, 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 bam. Do you remember this video of him?
I have heard so many things about this video. This is the first time I've ever seen it just now. And what I got to say about that is okay, he had me with, I was like, that's not so bad. Then he ate the burger.
Yeah.
That's what makes it bad, right? It's like anybody can grab a drink when you're throwing up off the ground and sip on it, but like a burger off the ground. But we'll say this, that seems like a very clean bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was.
Probably his very rich house that he has somebody clean for money.
Oh, that, you know what? Maybe that floor is clean enough to eat off of, literally.
Yeah. If you want an ass that's clean enough to eat off of, Lux Bidet, bidet.com, 15% off using the code Bidet Boys.
We have awards. Yes. Chris Christopherson Award for Worst Actor in the Movie. DJ Qualls.
For sure, 100%.
Parker Posey Award. Eliza Dushku's boyfriend when he grabbed her arm.
Grabbed her arm.
Very... That was whoa.
Yeah, and also when he threw Rodeo Boy down the hill, Tuba Boy, or whatever they call him.
So the Kevin Hart Memorial Award for animal abuse. There is no animal, but the little person did get abused. So I didn't know if we should call it something else and give him an award.
You just compared a little person.
Not what I meant. I said the only thing that got abused was a person. So should we call it something else?
So my understanding of the Parker Posey Award is it is anybody who gets hit or knocked out that didn't deserve it. I think you think of it as the domestic violence award, which
it's kind of like vibes, whoa, that makes me uncomfortable vibes. This is a domestic union and it makes me uncomfortable vibes. That's what that award is to me. Is that not the award? Do I not understand the award?
I mean, maybe we just think of it differently. I think of it as think of the old lady that got hit out of nowhere. They didn't deserve it. The man that got punched and stolen. The girl that got kicked in the Parker Posey. They weren't in a relationship.
That's fair. Then the Parker Posey Award there is none. And then there's no Kevin Hart Memorial Award.
The little person, that's the Parker Posey Award.
Well, did they hit him?
Well, he got thrown in a trash can, rolled down a hill. It doesn't have to be hitting. I think it just has to be violence being acted.
Abuse.
Yeah, abuse, but not in a domestic manner.
Right, but I mean, he grabbed her. That's abuse. That's violence. He grabbed her. Physically grabbed her.
Yeah, but you're not wrong.
You're on the wrong side in this court. You're on the wrong side in this court. He he grabbed her. So therefore, I believe it's okay to consider it. But
Yeah.
I will accept the guy, the tuba guy as being the award winner because I don't know what other award to give him, and he definitely needs to win an award for that abuse.
Yeah, there was also the guy that got a beer can crushed on his head right before he hit.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. But that's I'm not belittling his abuse, but compared to getting peed on your tuba, that's pretty bad. And then also it's the level. It's a lot. He got a lot. Yeah, that's you know what? You're on the right side. That's good. He got it.
Yeah,
because he got a lot. He got like 3 or 4 different times. They were always making fun of him.
Yeah.
Yep. But overall, DJ Qualls Chris Christopherson Award. That's pretty much it that everybody can agree on. No animal abuse. No Kevin Hart Memorial. None of that. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Overall, I did not like this movie.
I hated
at
it.
all. Like it's the worst. Most of these kids were in their 30s.
Yeah, it was a weird.
And, like this is Paul Blart levels. Like I text you. It's Paul Blart levels.
I think there's tiers that we're looking at. Like so, the bottom tier were the Paul Blart, the Master of Disguise. The new guy is now joining them. You've got like the next level, which is like Stolen's, the Malibu's Most Wanted. Like they're bad. They're not like. You're not gonna hate yourself.
And then you start getting to the Ninja Turtles and the good ones from there.
And then so
3.
This is definitely on tier 1, and for that I give it. I don't think
it's a travel bottle.
Yeah,
like I don't even know, man. Like honestly, I don't even know. I would not watch this. I would not watch. Like if I could help it, I would not watch it.
So
if somebody turned it on and it's your remote and your television, I'm not going to leave your house. So for that reason, I'll give you a travel bottle.
I think travel bottle is fair. So, Master of Disguise I gave it 1 itchy asshole. You gave it a skid mark, which are basically like the lowest score you can get. Like
this is 0.
Like, it's a 0. Paul Blart got a half of 1. I think this is on par with the travel bottle.
I would love. There are so many I wish I could have back. Like now that I understand like our rating system,
we
there
can
are so many.
Like,
No. I don't like that. I don't want that because that sets a dangerous precedent.
What's one that you regret the most?
Exit Wounds.
You wouldn't give that a 3?
That's a 2 if I've ever seen it. That's a 2. That's a solid 2.
For my understanding, a 2 would be like Malibu's Most Wanted.
Correct.
I don't feel like they're on the same level.
I do.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like I wish that I would have given that a 2. I could have been talking to a 2.5, but it's a 2. I think it's not a 3. Like if I'm gonna make the Turtles a 3, that's not a 3.
It's not. I think it's a solid. A 2.5 is fair. I think it's better.
I wouldn't take Paul Blart back. Like Paul Blart, like a masterpiece in that how shitty it is. Like it's Master of Disguise is aimless. Like you can technical difficulty me all you want, but you know how I felt. Like so, no way I'm watching that again.
No,
and there's Paul Blart's not that. So therefore, it's better.
The amount of
we've ever done.
Yeah, the people I have talked to about this, they're like, "Hey, what are some of the movies you've done?" I tell them about Master of Disguise, and I tell them about Paul Blart, and like people are like, "Oh, I love Paul Blart. Oh, I love Master of Disguise." I was like, "No, you don't.
It's also crazy.
You think you do. You haven't seen it recently."
No,
I was like,
"No,
and if you do,
I don't even believe them.
I mean,
I don't believe them. You should call them liars to their face. You just say, "Sir, you're not being candid right now."
Tomorrow's the 4th, so we have off. But on Friday, I'm going in, and I'm just fucking laying into them. So a half of a travel bottle. I feel like you got a little bit back at me for the Master of Disguise.
Unintentionally, but yes.
Intentionally, yeah. Well, the Master of Disguise wasn't intentional on my part. And I think we can agree that the Paul Blart was a collaborative pick.
That's fair. I'll accept that, but I won't accept full blame.
No, I won't give you full blame because if you had never brought it up, I would have never said yes. But if I had never said yes, you would have kept reading the list. So I think we're both.
I would like the court to allow me to put on the record that I brought that up with a list of other movies. It was not just let's do Paul Blart. It was okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the perfect story. We didn't know how we were doing this. Yeah. It
was a la carte, and you chose which sounded good, and that's what we did.
I thought that'd be funny. I didn't realize how bad it would be, which I feel like is a theme of this podcast. But next week's movie is bad, but in a very enjoyable way, in my opinion. I enjoyed how bad this movie was. Did you not?
Oh man, it's not like this particular one now that we're doing, the new guy or the one that's coming up.
The one that's coming up.
It's so terrible.
Mark Wahlberg is the worst fucking actor.
The worst I've ever seen him be in anything.
Yeah, but it's not like the new guy where like the acting is bad, but they're like writing a lot of problematic stuff. Like the story is problematically bad because it doesn't make sense. It's dumb. Everything about this movie is dumb. But the best part about it is that wasn't the intention. This was a man who thought he was writing an Albert Hitchcock level of a masterpiece. He thought he was going to change the game. You could tell it from the very start. Because the only way that you would ever put this movie out is if you thought that you were like, this is fucking it. So
we have to really for this episode, you have to really dive into and get into the head of an M. Night Shyamalan. We expected the world from this man.
Yeah.
And he gave us something.
Do you know what's so wild about him? Is that he also directed Stuart Little.
I know. Yeah, I saw that. Because at first I said, man, that sucks that I made that rule that we can't use directors or whatever, because I would have immediately tried to go to Stuart Little too. But that's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll watch this and then we'll talk about it and then we'll wrap things up here on the Bidet Boys.
Were we supposed to stop here?
What's going on? You can't just leave us here.
Sir, we lost contact.
With whom?
Everyone.
With whom?
There appears to be an event happening. It's some kind of attack. The first stage is loss of speech.
Claire?
The second stage is physical disorientation. The third stage is fatal.
I'm scared, Elliot.
It's okay.
The attacks are spreading. Boston, Philadelphia.
Maryland.
It's all over the country.
Authorities are now feeling that a terrorist group being responsible is becoming less and less likely.
She says everyone's dead outside.
That kind of got me a little bit. I'm not gonna. That got me a little.
Run.
Shut the windows and the doors! Here it comes!
Could this really be happening?
Yeah, he said it.
So
if that got you, if that genuinely scared you, then
it spooked me a little bit.
So we're okay. To the folks at home, we are in the future and the past. So spoiler alert. That movie that I picked that you know about that they don't know about, that you stand zero chance.
I'm gonna get spooked for sure. Yeah. I'm okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna be watching it in the dark at like 4 a.m. up here. It's gonna be great.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to watch it with all. Like, I got nightmares from the Scary Movie 3 as a kid.
That's ridiculous. You asked for scary movies, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun, and I'm okay. But this movie, first thought, seeing that trailer, a little spooky, but Mark Wahlberg takes me out of everything spooky in it.
He shows you right off the bat what you're going to get with him.
Shows you. Yeah, but like this is like I'm gonna call it our mascot, Jason Statham. If he were in this movie, I think it would be good.
I can't see him as a teacher.
A professor,
yes, but he was a teacher. He wasn't a professor, he was a high school teacher.
We're talking about changing.
You said they would change the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. Make him a professor. We're in there.
Make it see that. Yeah. But it really is Mark Wahlberg is the reason.
Make Zooey Deschanel like a teacher assistant. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
because he's not traditional. Like he's got to do something a little against the rules. Jason Statham don't follow the rules. Vodka.
But yeah, next week, The Happening. I'm excited. I think we're gonna have fun with it. It's a different kind of bad, which I think is nice after this movie. Like we're not having to have
fun.
We're not having to have like conversations about like consent and over like we're just talking about like people that are bad at their job, writing bad things and acting bad. And I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, or the Patreon era.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be longer. Like the South Park movie, longer, more something uncut.
Bigger, longer, harder, and uncut.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Patreon era right here. So
the fun part also, not only do you get this movie, but next week we get to find out who the Democratic nominee is. Stay tuned.
It's truly the Patreon era. It's worldwide. But yes, join us on Patreon for free. Help us if you like what we're doing. Subscribe. We'll be putting some bonus content out there, but
stay tuned for democracy.
Save the purple crayon for Daddy.
Oh, sweet mercy.
You have any idea what level player I am?
Nope.
You have no idea. My gamer tag is spoken in hushed terms of awe and envy. When I log on, people go crazy. Oh my God, Black Hammer's in.
Jones, could we talk calmly for a second? Just hear me out. See, I'm a teacher.
You're stupid.
Well, they're not stupid, they're infants.
Are you joking?
Okay, they're stupid infants. What did you expect? They come out quoting Macbeth?
Yeah, the monkey didn't die.
If we're gonna die, I want you to know something. I was in a pharmacy a while ago. There was a really good-looking pharmacist behind the counter. I went up and I asked her where the cough syrup was. I didn't even have a cough, and I almost bought it. I'm talking about a completely superfluous bottle of cough syrup. That's like $6.
I once gave Charlie Chaplin.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Planning on stealing something.
Found Nietzsche in my dough.
It's another movie that you picked with dead animals.
Where's the gravy come from?
Bitch splash. Gravy all over my cash. Young Steve Nash. Pull up in a motherfucking splash. Splash like a fountain. Splash. Come and get a wet splash mountain. Gravy just piped your account. Goddamn. Come and get a wet splash mountain.